Welcome, this is Eric from Data Card Group. In this video I will show you how to create a simple card design using IDWorks Intro. Once you've installed IDWorks onto your PC, you'll notice three icons: an IDWorks library. This is your user guide to the software. IDWorks Intro Designer, this is where you create projects and your card designs. And the next one is IDWorks Intro Production. This is where you'll do your data entry and your producing of your cards. The first step is to go into Designer. I'm going to double click on that. It comes up with our welcome screen. We have a button of creating a new project. I'm going to select that. It comes up with our project name, and I'm going to name it Sample. We also have an option of doing our card orientation, whether it be landscape or portrait. I'm going to select portrait and OK. We are now into our application. On the right side you'll see our card design field, and on the left one you'll see our production form. We're going to start with our card. I'm going to do a right click on the card and it comes up with our options. We have variable fields, which will be fields that will change from one card to another. We have static fields, which will be set for your card design. I'm going to insert a text field. I selected the text field. I'm going to drag and drop it down here to the bottom part of the card. And I'm going to go into the properties of that by doing a right click, go into field properties. We have a field name, and for this field name I'm going to call it a first name. In my sample data I'm going to go first name. I'm going to hit apply, and you'll see on my actual card it changes. We also have an alignment here. I'm going to select center. I'm going to hit apply, and it's going to center into that field. We have a field option here to automatically adjust font size. If you select that, as your names get longer, if it gets bigger than that field, it'll start shrinking it down. I'm going to select that. I'm going to click on the Appearance tab. On the Appearance tab we have some options. For our font, I'm going to click on Font, and I'm going to change our font to an Arial Black, bold italic, and size of 12. I'm going to say OK. We can modify the color if we want, the foreground color or the background color. I'm going to say apply, and you'll notice now my first name comes in. I'm going to say OK. I'm going to add another text field by right clicking on the card and selecting insert text field. This time I'm just going to double click and go into the properties. So there's really two options of going into the properties of it by double clicking in or doing a right click and selecting properties. On this one I'm going to do last name. Once I hit apply, you'll notice the field changes over there. I'm going to align this in the center. And from our appearance, I am also going to select a black, bold italic, and I'm just going to keep this at 11. Say OK and apply. You'll see again that it changes. I'm going to click OK. We also have the option of dragging this field to make it a little bit bigger. You just click on the side to make it larger. I'm also going to do that for the first name. Okay, now my first name and last name is really the length of the card. I'm going to do a right click and actually add a photo field. Here's my photo field. Okay, I'm going to go into the properties of the photo field by double clicking. It's going to come up with a field name. You could either leave it as photo field 1, or I'm going to just name it as photo. We have an option of going to the tab of border and displaying a border. I'm going to do a thin border. I'm going to round the corners of it. I'm actually going to change this to a blue. Say apply. Now you'll see a narrow blue border right around there. I'm going to say OK. And now we have a first name, last name, and a photo field. I'm going to do a right click on here and add a static graphic field. I'm going to double click on there, go into the properties, and for the field name I'm going to call this a logo. My field name, I'm going to browse out to an area on my PC where I have our logo. For our data card logo, I'm going to click on that, say apply, and you'll notice now our logo comes up. We do have some sizing options. large as possible, completely fill, may distort it. We got the original graphic size, which is there, which you'll see that is kind of our bigger than our card. So I'm actually going to go large as possible without distortion. I'm going to say apply and OK. And then I'm actually going to resize this down so it actually fits on our card a little bit better. And there. We have some options on trying to make our card a little bit more set. You can do a right click on there, and I'm going to center our fields horizontally. So now our fields are centered. I'm going to do that for each one of our fields. You could actually select two of them by just clicking on one, holding the shift key on your keyboard, clicking on the other one, doing a right click, and doing center fields horizontally. So now they're all centered. And now we have a really simple card design.